Alright, today we have decided to start to clear an area to start a garden. It's pretty hot out in like the start of July. And me and my sister, we're gonna go ahead and clear this area. So I will show you what we're starting with and how we're clearing it, and then we'll show you through the process as we treat it. Hopefully, plant some plants, some vegetables, some flowers, because we do have some seeds germinating. We have a plan to kind of kill all the weeds, amend the soil, help it out, and then kind of plan out an area that we can grow some seeds of faith. So I'm just gonna turn the camera around here and show you how wild it is out here. So here is the wild side of things. I mean, these weeds are so high. Y'all see I'm in the sky right now. This is what we're working with, but with God's help, we will clear it and start our Seeds of Faith garden. Here we go. You can see how wild it is right now. But this is how the space is, pretty big. I'll give you all a size of how big the space is later. We'll measure it after we clear the area, but this is just the start of, you can't even like see the ground, right? So here's the cement as it starts down there. All right, and then here is what we started to clear so far. This is the section that we've pulled up so far with some of the larger weeds. After we pull up this entire section, we will treat it with Compare and Save, which is a weed killer and does have glyphosate, but we will not continue to use it. That's what worked for our budget at the time. And this task wasn't really daunting. The sun on us was definitely healing, and it was definitely motivating for the vision we soon will see to come. It's about 2 weeks after 2 or 3 applications of the Compare and Save, mixed according to the instructions. Here we're just raking up whatever's left on the ground, seeing if there's anything that's deeply rooted that needs a little bit of assistance. Then we'll move on. We'll be starting on the side of the painted fence. I think I can speak for both of us. This really was about starting where we are, using what we have, and doing what we can. We actually didn't start right away. This is about 2 months after we pulled the ground in July and sprayed and treated and raked all the dead weeds up. Honestly, I think it was like a storm or hurricane that came through, so we did have to wait a bit. At the time, me and my sister were just working, cleaning cars. We were informed we can keep the change that we collected from the cars. We then saved that change to buy the simple format of starting a garden, which is soil and fertilizer. More than likely, it was a 10-10-10 inorganic fertilizer. It is inexpensive to start with that route. But this just encourages you can start with little to nothing. These you can start with seeds from the Dollar Tree. Currently, they are still for $1, so you can start with that. But having that, seeing something grow is definitely encouraging. It does bring hope. And even here in South Florida, you can grow different types of vegetables. Sometimes they are a little different than the ones you may grow in the store, in the grocery store, but that is definitely the beauty about growing here in South Florida. One thing for sure is you definitely have to keep your plants watered. That is still true through today. Although we do experience humidity, there is a rainy season. And after that rainy season, it's dry. So it's definitely dry in the wintertime. Sometimes the early part of spring, throughout fall, it's really just the rainy summer. So during that rainy time, that it does give you an opportunity to harvest and collect your water that you'll be able to use throughout the other seasons, which definitely does one save you money from using your own water that you then have to pay your water bill from. In addition, it helps your soil because the water that comes from the rain is definitely better, because if you're on any kind of city water, it is treated and those chemicals then do enter the ground, then they do enter your plants over time. However, it's not so much of a thing you should focus on when you're first getting started. But here, honestly, it's just some zinnias, some basil that we started with. And to keep in mind, too, when you're starting with the area like we did before this, it was just weeds. So now it's a nice clean surface that does have some plants that are more attractive to animals. So do consider that they may consider this a buffet style. So when you're first starting off, kind of companion plant, watch your plants for pests. Here's just some brown paper down to prevent the weeds from growing up and keep the water in. But this is just our humble beginnings of gardening here in South Florida and the truth behind it all. But thank you so much for watching and continue on our journey to building Peace Flows Garden.